My name is Simon Marshall. I've been a pilgrim for many, many years. My first summer at Pilgrims was in 1990, and my last course there was in 2016. And during that whole long period, I either worked full time or as a trainer, as a freelancer, or in holidays from other jobs. Um, the fantastic thing about Pilgrims was the community spirit amongst the trainers and the trainees, of course, but working with such a group of colleagues who were doing far more than just going into work. They were doing something they believed in, something they were sincere about, something they really, really genuinely wanted to do, and I felt really galvanised by that. So it was more than just going to work, it was being part of a vocational team. Well, when I began my career in the 70s, um, I can remember teaching when photocopiers weren't really around, so I'm a pre-photocopier teacher. But over the years, I suppose the most significant thing really, and I'm seeing it in my work here in York St John University, is the ubiquity of technology and all sorts of newfangled gadgets and social media and whiteboards that interact, etc., etc. So I think it's been the most significant thing really. Well, I think it's a very sharp learning curve for someone like me who's not very good, to say the least, at technical things, but I can see the value of them. I find them very useful. It opens up a whole lot of choices that I didn't have before. But there is a but here, because I hear a lot now about transhumanism and posthumanism and how machines and social media and other such things can actually replace direct human encounter. Um, it may replace it, but it doesn't replicate it. And I'm still absolutely convinced that, as Heidegger said, when beings gather, being itself gathers. So when a group comes together of humans in real time, something very, very special happens. Well, I've actually chosen 6 words to focus on today. And I'll tell you the words first, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about each one. I think in the humanistic classroom, an essential aspect is bonding. So the group formation, the life of the group gets off to a good start by people getting to know each other, and that the group dynamics are maintained throughout the course, because the they're the people who count, the people in the room. Um, Another word is reciprocity, which is a bit of a formal word. It's reciprocity and reciprocal benefit is people working together in a group and benefiting from each other's input, listening to each other, working together, speaking together, asking each other questions, etc. And if a healthy group and a group, you may be interested, the word group may be related to the English word crop, the k and gr, and as we know, crops yield something, they nourish, they grow and they produce, and I think a group can do that. I also think a sense of inquiry is absolutely fundamental in a vibrant classroom. And distinctiveness, and what I mean by that is the awareness that every learner that comes into the room, every teacher who's in the room is a unique individual, and they're distinct from one another, and they are their very own syllabus. Every learner is a syllabus, and so every teacher is a syllabus too. Genuineness. One of the founders of humanistic psychology, Carl Rogers, talked about being real. So I think a humanistic classroom is a place where we can be real, to be ourselves. And finally, there is empathy. And empathy, the understanding between people, the calibration of other people's moods during the lesson, how they're responding, a kind of nimble, agile relationship. I think empathy is the foundation of rapport, and rapport is a big word, but absolutely fundamental. So if I could re-go through those, if I could restate those words: bonding, reciprocity, inquiry, distinctiveness, genuineness, and empathy. Yeah, there is. It's a couple of things. One of the things is that maybe you worked out, perhaps you did, that these words, bonding, reciprocity, inquiry, distinctiveness, genuineness, and empathy, the first letter also of each word makes up the word bridge, which is the name of Claudia's school. And I think it's very important for teachers, human learners, human beings per se, to realise that language and languages are bridges. They connect people across cultures, in classrooms throughout the world. And in a time we live where the most powerful man in the world is interested in building walls, and the United Kingdom, well, it's still united at the moment, is determined to turn in on itself and draw up bridges. I think it's important for us as teachers to realise that we're building something so important for mutual human understanding that we've still got a lot of work to do. Also, I'd like to say that I'm very sorry that I can't be there with you live and enjoying the conference with you. This technology has allowed me to participate in some way, and indeed without it I couldn't do what I'm doing now. But I'm sure you'll be aware that you're enjoying the conference because you're in the physical proximity of like-minded people, and there's a joy in that. Where beings gather, being gathers. So a picture of me is a picture of me, that's the reality. But the map is not the territory, it's not me. I can't be with you. But I'd just like to switch to finish with a very happy 45th anniversary to Pilgrims, and I hope you have a great conference, and I hope to see you sometime in the future. Thank you very much.